Joni D and Little Joan with a Screenwriter's Rant on Crawlspace. Uh, the trailer. It is basically, they used to have these pitches back in the day. I'm dating myself here. Die Hard in a ski lodge. Die Hard in this. Die Hard in that. This is Die Hard underneath a house in a Crawlspace. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's The Pineys. Books 1 through 9. Available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. And I still get paid. I still give Little Joan treats. All right. So this is a plumber. And he's got to go up to the old so-and-so house. I forget the name he said. And so he goes in there, goes into the old Crawlspace. This is an old Crawlspace. I used to have to go in the Crawlspace of my parents' house, and it was really hard to get into. It was a lot harder than this. This is like a luxurious entrance, in my view. Ours were you had to kind of like go in on an angle. It was really annoying to get in and out of after a while. Anyhow, he goes in there, and he's doing some work because he's a plumber, and the guy who owns the house, apparently he's got some bad associates. So the guy brings him to the house, and they're roughing him up. Where's the money? Where's the money? Won't tell him where the money is, and then they kill him. And the plumber hears all this. He gets blood splattered on him, and of course the bad guys hear him, and then he tries to escape, but of course they're like, no, we're going to kill you, and they try to kill him, and they shoot him with an arrow for some reason. It's weird. One of them had a crossbow, I guess, instead of a gun. Anyhow, they injure him horribly. He goes back into the crawlspace, locks himself in. The bad guys can't get into the crawlspace, and of course, he finds the money. So now it is, how do the bad guys either, burn him out or shoot him or kill him to get at the money? And so it becomes this cat and mouse game in the house, in the crawlspace. And then, of course, at some point, his wife or girlfriend comes to check on him, and then they hold her hostage. It looks like kind of a cool movie, and I'll tell you why. It's a clever use of, using household objects to like fight the bad guys. Crawlspace. Let's see who wrote this thing. I can't even read the credits. Man, is my eyesight going? Written by Jacob D. Werman and directed by El Gustavo Cooper. El Gustavo Cooper. Not L-E-L, but El Gustavo Cooper. And starring Henry Thomas, who is the lead. I believe he's the plumber. I've never heard of Henry, but he looks good for this. He looks like a plumber. So, like, he's the plumber, and he's trapped in the house. So he has to kill the bad guys. He has to kill the bad guys one by one. This is the bad guy here, or one of them. There's two against one, I guess. And maybe a third guy shows up later. So he has the money, and this is pretty straightforward. It's a pretty straightforward movie. I like it because there'll be a lot of, there's his wife or girlfriend or whatever. So he's down in the crawlspace there. Here, I'll leave it on the crawlspace. The crawlspace. Rated R. Actually, I don't know what the rating is. So the first act, he gets a job. Since he's a plumber, maybe he's just a normal plumber. Maybe he's just out of prison. Maybe he's had some troubles, and he's pulling his life together. And anyhow, he has to go to the house to fix things because he's been hired by the guy who owns the house. The guy who owns the house doesn't know he's going to get jacked by two thugs. So yeah, here he is with a crossbow. I don't know where the crossbow comes in. I guess he just picks it up. Because they're in a cabin in the woods. Kind of. Oh, that was a good still. Here, I'll leave it on there. That's kind of a cross-spacey sort of thing. Or that. Oh yeah, there we go. So the first act, he goes into the cross space, and the guys show up, rough up the guy, end up killing him. and then hear him in the crawl space. Oh my God, somebody else is here. Then we got to find the money. Act 2. The plumber tries to get out of the crawl space. They end up shooting him with a crossbow, I guess, relatively soon. He goes, he just wants to leave and run away. They won't let him. He dives back into the crawl space, locks it, but he finds the money. So now he has leverage against the criminals, right? So then it's, they try to shoot through the floor. That doesn't work. At one point in the trailer, the guy is standing there making all sorts of pronouncements, one of the thugs, and he drills up through the floor and through his foot, right? So it's little things. He's sort of chipping away at them while he's horribly injured, and he, of course, is a plumber, so he has plumber stuff. Like, he has tools, and he probably has duct tape. So he probably duct tapes himself like a bandage, and, he's trying to survive this thing. Let's see, do we have any more info on this? This is from Movie Trailer Source. First trailer for Crawlspace starring Henry Thomas and Jennifer Robinson, who I assume is the wife and or girlfriend. All right, so, it goes back and forth like that, right? There's a scene where he's, like, duct taping, like, I don't know what it is. It looks like Wolverine claws, maybe like he got a rake or something with spikes on it, because he's gonna fight the guys in the crawl space somehow. They can only shoot through the floor so many times. Like, that's an ineffective way of killing a guy, right? Then they decide, maybe they're going to smoke him out. But then, that leads to a fire. At one point, he lights some of the money on fire and throws it up on the first floor, right? So they go back and forth like this during the second act. Then at some point, the stakes keep getting raised higher and higher. Maybe he gets injured some more. Maybe he's injured one of the thugs, or maybe even killed one of them. Probably not, because it's like 2 against 1. Maybe there's a third guy. I'm not sure. So his wife comes to check on him, like he's been gone a long time. So the climax of the movie probably is the thugs have his wife or girlfriend. He has the money. They're going to make a trade, and he has to save her using his plumbing weapons somehow. Maybe he rigs the house to explode or something, and I don't know. I'm not sure how he does it, but that's why you see the movie, right? Because he has to. I mean, this is a great screenwriter movie, because the idea would be, as a screenwriter, I would have to look at all the things plumbers do, right? All the tools they'd have, all the things that would be in a house. Maybe the guy who wrote this worked for a plumber, and you would kind of, as you're working for a plumber, maybe you'd sit there and go, what if there was a bunch of criminals here and I got trapped in the crawl space? How would I, fight them? Like, what devices would I use? How, maybe I rig the gas, or maybe I, knock them out, or I rig the water to, I don't know, flood the house and distract them somehow. Stuff like that, right? So you could see how this could be a clever movie. Now, it's also a movie that could be, you could screw it up, right? You could screw it up. It could be stupid, maybe, if they, the only way you could screw this up if you got away from the plumbing stuff. You'd want to stay on point with the plumbing stuff. Make it about the plumbing, or his superpower, if you will, is that he's a plumber. He knows more about plumbing than those guys. And there's a line in the movie, I'm a plumber. I'm used to flushing pieces of S, right? So that's like his tagline. So it's pretty funny. I would totally see this movie. Absolutely. It looks fun. It looks a little different. I mean, it's Die Hard in the crawl space. This is the guy who owns the house who gets killed. And this is a good thug. He's a good thug. He's scruffy looking dude. I think the casting's good. Everything's good about this movie. So this is a good low budget, trapped in a house actioner. Here they are, I don't know, trying to fill the crawl space with carbon monoxide. Maybe turns that on them, or sets the place on fire. I don't know. He's a plumber, so he knows things. Like, he knows how the air works and the ventilation system works. Maybe he rigs something up and reverses on. Here it is. Here's the Wolverine claws, right? So he's going to fight him. Maybe he runs out there and stabs one of them. And here's a cop. Yeah, that's like a thing in one of these movies, right? The cops show up. It's like a Misery when the cop shows up, and Kathy Bates like whacks him and dumps him down the basement, stuff like that. So I would say it's better than a 50% chance she shows up midway through the movie and they just kill her, and like, oh man, they're really screwed now. Or they either kill her or injure her and like throw her in a trunk or something. Maybe she survives. Like, it's kind of a toss up. If they kill her, like it kind of heightens the stakes a little too high. Maybe early on. Maybe they horribly injure her and she's got to die and they got to get out of there. So they don't. I mean, criminals don't want to kill a cop. You kill a cop, you've sort of crossed the Rubicon you can't come back from. The cops will attempt to kill you if they can. You kill one of them, the cops have an opportunity. They will kill you. They will absolutely kill you. And there'll be few people who will say anything. They won't say boo about it. And now, if you surrender, I mean, I know a few cops, and they've told me some stories. Yeah, so that's, but I think a better 50, I mean, again, it's a drama, it's a movie. Better than 50% chance she dies, I'll say. But I like this. It's a clever premise. I would totally see it. It's called Crawlspace. I'm not sure when it opens. It's the first trailer just dropped. Now on digital, it says. Oh, okay. So probably definitely find it on Prime, I would imagine. Maybe check whatever platforms you subscribe to. And if you like Die Hard, as I enjoy Die Hard, this will be a kind of, if you're a plumber, oh, you're all over this movie, am I right? Oh my God, if you're a plumber, you're like, screw Mario, I have a new hero. All right, that's it for me, Tony, and growly little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for more bass takes. We got a news blast and a Hollywoke hot take. We'll see you in the next one.